Hi everyone, I'm Red Hill Eagle, and this is episode 0.1 of Rookie Gamer Plays Ironsworn Starforged Genesis Part 2. In the last episode, we went through our truths, and this episode we'll be starting our character creation and continuing some more of the pre-game preparation. I will begin by the basics: name, pronouns, call sign. Not quite sure what to put in characteristics yet. I'm going to call myself Tuco Fring. I have just finished watching Breaking Bad. I know I'm really out of date, but wow, what a series. I just decided to use two names from that TV series. And our call sign, well, pronouns first. He, his, or him, I suppose, isn't it? Call sign, Red Eagle. I don't think there's anything specific that needs to go there from a game point of view. I think these will start where they are at the moment, and then I'm going to flip over to the rulebook and see what I need to do next. So ready your assets, separate the asset cards by type and set aside deed assets. Well, I think they're all in order on Stargazer anyway. Choose two paths. Select two assets from among the paths for your character. Okay, so assets, we'll add a couple of assets. I think I have had a look at these, and I did think of a couple. It's paths, isn't it? So it starts with ace. I did have a look at these, and there was a couple that I identified that I'd quite like to have. The first one I looked at was scavenger, because I like the idea of that anyway. I do like the idea of, being a scavenger. I'm a criminal. I'm not necessarily on the run, but I'm looking over my shoulder all the time. So I get by scavenging, by stealing what I can, just finding things abandoned and cobbling things together. So scavenger's going to be our first one. When you gather information or resupply by scavenging a wreck, ruin, or abandoned site, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. On a strong hit with a match, you also find something of unique value, significance, or function. Envision the nature of this discovery, take +2 momentum, and mark 2 ticks on your discovery's legacy track. I've got a little bit of an idea forming in my head. I won't ruin it yet, but there's a little idea that I've got going on from an idea I once had for a story I was going to write. So again, I won't ruin it, but if we do find that something of unique value, I think I know what it's going to be. So we'll add scavenger. The other one was explorer. Doesn't sound very criminalish, but I like the idea of being an explorer and someone who just gets by, going from place to place, just trying to survive and trying to upgrade and earn a little bit more money than they did on the last job. You're going to explore, you're going to want to find new people, find new opportunities. So I just thought explore. I did think about hacking. No, there was one here that dealt with hacking, and I can't remember which one it was. So it's not over important because I do like the idea of explorer. So when you explore a waypoint, take +1 momentum on a hit. When you finish an expedition and score a hit, mark 1 extra tick on your Discovery's legacy track. I'm going to go for that. Explorer. Now there was a section there that said create your backstory, and it said envision what happened to separate you from your former home and relationships. Nothing too big and grand here. Again, my first time, so I'm just going to keep it relatively simple. And I've kind of thought of this thing where my family left me. They walked out on me, or flew out on me, however you want to, we're in deep space. And the reason they left me was they discovered something awful about me, about this double life that I lived. Something that relates to my criminality. They were ashamed, despite the fact that, there's lots and lots of criminals in the Forge. They thought I was different. Turns out I wasn't. They didn't like it. You know, they learned something. They learned of some of the terrible things that I did to get where I am or where I was. I lost it all when they left. Terrible things happened. They fled home, believing that I was a bigger danger to them than the forge itself. So that's kind of the backstory. That's what happened to me when I first arrived at the forge, or maybe not when I first arrived, but things happened and my family just walked out on me. I don't know where they are. I have no idea where they've gone. It still haunts me that I'll never see my wife, daughter, and son again, especially my daughter, newly born. I'm devastated, but I've kind of learned to live with it. Now, the backstory, I couldn't find anywhere where you put it. So it possibly in the as a new entry in the journal. I don't know. Um, there's kind of nowhere to put what that backstory is. So I'll just type it in notes, I guess. Although is this relating to fact? That's relating to factions. Okay. So no, I don't. I won't put it there. I will. I will put it here just as a backstory. There we go. And my background vow, which was next. Again, I couldn't find anywhere to put it. I mean, is it under? It must be somewhere for vows. I just can't. What's under here? Oh no. Okay. Ah, here we go. Vows. Okay, it doesn't specify background vow, but background vow. And this is kind of like the ongoing arch of my character. What I want my character to do. That doesn't necessarily mean that I will succeed. I might not even try, but it's kind of the reason that I'm trying to do these things and better myself and get a bigger ship and earn money. And that is, I want to find my family. I want to find my family and put things right. Make them understand that I've changed, but that I can offer them safety and that I can show that I still love them. Whether that even becomes part of my gaming experience, I don't know. But I've got it there in my back pocket it's the reason I'm doing. It's a reason I'm doing this. It's a reason I'm not just curling up in a ball. It also said in the rulebook to make this an epic vow. Next up was to board my starship, give it a name, and all that good stuff. So where would I find? Okay, it's probably under assets. There we go. Starship. Add that. Okay. Right. Okay. Yep. And here I can name it. I know exactly what I'm going to call it. Osmosis. Just think that's a really cool name for a starship. So the next thing I need to do is choose another asset, and I had another one in mind. Now it does say that I can choose one from module, support vehicle, companion, or path. I'm going to go with another path. I know that seems a little bit, why not choose a module or a support vehicle or a companion? A companion might be quite cool, but I think just to keep things a little bit simple for me to start with, I'm going to choose another path, and this is linked to the idea that I've got brewing in my head. I'm going to choose as my third asset the courier. So when I swear an iron vow to transport and protect something precious, set its safety to 5. Yeah, again, I'm not going to read all this because if you've played the game lots, you've read this 100 times, I expect. But courier is my third asset, well, fourth if you include starship. Next are my stats, which has to be broken down. I can have 1, 3, 2 2s, and 2 1s. You probably know what these do. I'm going to go for 3 on Shadow because I want to be a bit deceptive and cunning. I'm going to go for 2 Wits, 2 Edge, because I think that's probably going to be quite important for long range attacks and defences, and 1 Heart and 1 Iron. Could be a big mistake, but hey. Next, I need to set my health, spirit, and supply to 5, which they're probably already set in that sheet. And then my momentum to 2, max momentum to 10, which are already done. Set the health of any companion assets and the integrity of any vehicle assets to their max values. Okay, we don't have any of those. Envision your character. Note any key aspects of your character's look and personality. And name my character. Okay, well, I've already done that. I'm just having a look at what it says for that, because this is where I'm going to trip up because of my lack of experience in role playing. I don't know what he looks like. Well, I'm not going to be as creative as I'm sure a lot of you guys will be. He looks like a tough guy. He looks like a complete hooligan. He looks like something out of a biker gang, like a really nasty biker gang. He's not necessarily that nasty inside, but he just has the look of one. He is covered in tattoos, and they're all pretty horrible. They're all pretty offensive. He got them all done after his family left him. So it was during a time of madness when he was down in his complete, rock bottom, and he got them all done, and he got involved in things he shouldn't have done. Again, after his family left him, he just carried on, and he went even deeper into this underground world. And it's only recently, really, that he's decided to try and climb out of it. He wants to find his family. He's missing his daughter. He was getting tattoos done, and he got a tattoo of his daughter's name on his arm, Kaylee, and he just thought, I need to see her. I need to find her. I need to find my family. So he's covered in tattoos. The last one he got was this one on his arm of the name Kaylee, his daughter. He has a beard. He's recently chopped off a long ponytail. So, as part of his kind of trying to get out of this world, he's working on his looks. The tattoos he can't do much about, although with modern technology perhaps he can, but he can't afford it. He wears beaten up clothes, leather jacket that's seen better days, couple of tears, couple of slashes, and he has a mechanical digital eyepiece that he uses because his left eye is damaged. Very sociable. He can talk to anybody on any level. He won't let you take the mickey. He's been there before. He won't let it happen again. Quite where this goes on here, again, I don't know. Characteristics, I suppose. Tattoos. It's just the very basics at the moment. I should probably just cut it down to words, but we'll stick with that for the moment. Gear up, step 11. You won't need a detailed list of equipment. Your supply meter is an abstract representation of your general readiness: clothes, fuel, energy, food, water, tools, weapons, ammo, mundane equipment, and financial resources. You are equipped and armed as appropriate to your vision of the character and nature of your setting. Well, he has a sword, but it's a short sword. You have, I think we established you've got to have a sword or you're a disgrace. Whether he uses it or not is a different matter, but he has a sword and a pistol. Your spacer kit. You can assume you have access to some fundamental necessities necessary for space travel and exploration, either carried with you or stored on your ship. This is your spacer kit. This is your spacer kit. It includes sealed environmental suit, flashlights, headlamps, toolkit, medikit, personal communicator. Okay, I'll try and remember those. Should probably make a note somewhere. Make a note of any equipment or personal items that represent an important aspect of your character's approach, capabilities, or background. Keep this list short, around 4 or 5 items at most. The character sheet has space at the bottom to write down any notable gear. Losing important equipment or cherished items can be an outcome of a costly action or event in your story. Your assets, in particular, can influence the gear you envision your character having at the ready. For example, you might be a tech with a well-used datapad for interfacing with systems and writing code, or you may be a gunslinger with a pair of heirloom pistols. Also consider the object you swear iron vows upon. What is this object's history and why is it important to you? Okay, gear and notes. Short sword, engraved with picture of daughter, Kaylee. That's what he swears his vows on. Small pistol. I haven't had, I haven't thought at all about anything else he might carry with him. I mean, a photograph of his family, but a bit cliche. Perhaps a list of important numbers. What's on that list? I don't know yet. I'm thinking like coordinates of his family's last known location. But again, is that cliche? Is that don't know. A list of important numbers. We'll work out what that is another time. I'm really not sure what else. I'm thinking it needs at least 2 more things really, just to make him a little bit more interesting. I might leave that blank for the moment, and I'm looking for you guys to give me some ideas. Is there something in the Oracle? Can I use the oracles for the first time? I wouldn't even know what to look for. Miscellaneous? No, nothing there. What have we got under vault? Scale for material. Action theme, no. No. I mean, this could be an opportunity to use another oracle just to get 2 random words. I thought that existed in Starforged. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me just have a quick look in the rulebook. Yeah, nothing there really. So, I don't know. I'm going to leave that blank. If I get a couple of more ideas, I'll put them in. Or if you guys have got some ideas for me, even better, please help me. just 2 little things. I don't know. I don't know what kind of things people have with them when they're criminals that are trying to better themselves in the vast emptiness of space. Yeah, I'll leave that blank for the moment and we'll get back to that. The final section of pre-game preparation is building a starting sector. So it says here that you can skip this entirely if you want. If you want to complete sort of freeform galaxy, there's a pre-generated sector that I could use, but I think I will, build one, see how it goes. It's part of the game. I'd like to sort of do as much of it as I can before I start bringing in other tools and things. It says to allow about 30 to 45 minutes in this exercise, so I might heavily edit this bit because I don't want this video going on for too long. If there's anything I miss, if there's anything I don't sort of discuss, there's obviously the official rules. Page 114 is where the section starts. So I'm going to make a start. This exercise uses the sector worksheet and connections worksheet, both included in the Starforged play kit. Hopefully they are within Stargazer. Let's take a look. So this is the sector section of Stargazer, and it took me a while to work out where the connections bit was, and I had to do a bit of a search, and I found an answer on Reddit, and it's done within this. When you select a hex to use as a planet or a location or something, you can add characters and things, and that's where it's done. We'll work that out. We'll get through that. I'm sure you guys can help me out. Please help me. We need to choose a starting region, and these are the 4 regions. I won't read them all to you. They're here on the screen, and as I've said before, you've probably read them 100 times. So I'll skip this bit, but I'm going to go through them. The game advises not to choose Void as your starting location. And I've just realised what these 4 things are. I've seen the map and everything, and it shows you what these 4 things are. I think I was tempted with Expanse because of the exploration aspect and, making discoveries. But then I'm looking for my family. So they're more likely to be somewhere where there's lots of people, where there's a place they can make a life. Terminus seems like the most obvious, but by the same token, because of what I've done in my past, they might not want to be too well known, because maybe they unwittingly helped me with some of my naughty activities. So I think Outlands says this region represents an area of recent expansion. Settlements here are scattered, and navigational paths are often uncharted and perilous. So you got a little bit of the exploration, and there'll be discoveries, but there's they're expanding into that area, so they can make a life. They won't be too, they won't be in a place where there's too many people that they might come across. I mean, I know space is a massive place, but I just think Outlands is probably a little bit more realistic. They want to start a complete new life away from me, and they're probably thinking he'll look for us in Terminus. So I think we're going to go Outlands. Maybe I've already searched Terminus a little bit, and I've just thought, look, maybe they're second guessing me. So I'm going to go Outlands. So region Outlands. Oh, it doesn't even give you the option for Void. Okay, well, that makes sense. I also think as well, I'm trying to make a living, and yes, I'm still involved perhaps a little bit in crime or buying and selling, salvaging. I'm looking for new opportunities, right? So I'm going somewhere where the civilization is expanding. So I'm looking for new opportunities, and I just think there's a few things to roll here. So settlement name, location, population, authority, and settlement projects. So settlement name, let me do that. So I'm heading to 325. Please bear with me while I do this. 325 for settlement name. So this is a D100 I need to roll here. My first roll was a 26, which is Felicity. Then I need to roll for location and population. So I don't even know what it is yet. So just remember Felicity, and then I'll roll again for location and then population. And I got an 87, which means it's deep space. Deep space Felicity. And then a 25. So we're in Outlands, 25 dozens. So deep space, dozens, Felicity. Can I mark this anywhere? Deep space, we're going to get a hex with nothing in it. Location, add, it's a settlement in deep space. Okay, something's appeared down here. Felicity. Deep space. Population was dozens. That makes sense. In deep space, you probably wouldn't have many. few more boxes to fill out. I'm sure we'll get there in a sec. Then I rolled a 93 for authority, which means oppressive. Okay, where's authority? Oppressive. And then for settlement projects, I need to roll twice, so we need to get 2 results. And I got a 41 and a 96. So 41, history. History, so doing a history project. And what did I say? 96, action plus theme. Right. What does that mean? Couldn't quite work out what action plus theme meant. And I did a quick search online, and it came up with a table and a die roller. And it gave me explore destiny. I don't know how to interpret that. I don't even know if what I've done is right. So I'm going to roll again on a D100. I mean, I'm sure eventually I'll find out what that means. I'm just going to roll again on the D100. This time I've got a 69, so sabotaged technology. So the other project is sabotaged technology. Okay. And I need to do this twice more. I need 2 more settlements. So I'll go away and do that and be right back. Just a quick look at the others that I created or rolled for. Sylvana, Orbital, authorities unyielding, population of thousands, and the projects were environmentalism and salvage, which works out really well for us because we want to be salvagers. And Paxton, which was planet side. Does that actually mean planet, or does it mean like planet side as in like the moon? Because I would have thought Orbital would have been like a moon, but then possibly not. Maybe Orbital's like a station that's in orbit. I'll have to read up on that, or whatever. Authorities tolerant, population of hundreds, and the projects of festival and warfare. When I rolled for warfare, I did think, well, hang on, war isn't really supposed to be a big thing in the Forge for us. But just because it's not a big thing doesn't mean it doesn't exist at all. And I thought, well, maybe this settlement are working on something. They're trying to work on weaponry that would give them an advantage. I don't know. I just thought, well, look, I rolled it. Let's stick it in. Let's see. Maybe they're working on a type of weaponry that would be an upgrade from what already exists. I'm just throwing ideas out. Well, that's the end of episode 0.1, Genesis Part 2. Next episode, we will begin our adventure in episode 1. Thank you to everybody and anybody who's watched the first video and who will be watching this video. I have recorded this episode before episode 0 was released, so I don't know if anyone's made any comments yet. Thank you if you have. I will get around to reading them, and perhaps we'll address them in the next episode. We'll see how it goes. I'm really looking forward to getting going on this. Thank you to everyone who's given me some support and words of encouragement and some advice already on things like Reddit. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.